What is up, everyone? Welcome to the June Anime Podcast for...
I would hold off, and apparently we have a delay for about 10 seconds, but just in case this is being recorded. Hello?
Okay.
It is summer of June 2019. So, alright, introductions. Let's do this.
All right. Welcome to the June of 2019 Anime Podcast for Outpost. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good day. Why don't we all introduce ourselves? I am Neo Tokyo Tempo.
I'm Getsuryu.
I'm Red Baron.
I'm Striker Red, bitch. How's it going?
Jesus, dude.
All right.
There goes our PG-13 rating. Let's keep it at rated R now.
No. PG-13, please. Please, no.
All right. So, for this month, we decided to just dunk our heads in the gutter. You know, find the nearest trash can and just kind of jump in and get a feel for the place, you know? This month, we watched Ao-chan Can't Study and Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher? These are two ecchi animes, and we're going to start with Why Are You Here, Teacher? The plot, if you could call it that, involves...
the two plot that you stare at the entire time. Yeah.
Yeah, the very deep, soft, plushy, D-cup-sized plot of this show is basically there's a student and he keeps running into his teacher in awkward situations, and the most contrived things you could possibly imagine in the deepest, darkest depths of Pornhub start happening for no apparent reason, and then they fall in love.
Like one example is they went to a laundromat because it was storming outside, as it does in, island nations. And storm was so bad that the power went out, but they were both in the same laundromat. Coincidence.
Keep in mind her why are you here, teacher? But anyway, keep in mind that her shirt got soaked, so she takes off her shirt and puts in the dryer.
Oh yeah, she accuses him of trying to see her naked, and then he's like, no, here, take my shirt. And she's like, oh, okay, so you're not being a pervert.
And this is after he stuck a.
No, we're not.
Up.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So, hold on. How far did you guys make it? Because you said one teacher falls in love with a student.
Oh, I saw the second one.
I watched it halfway. I stopped.
There's three.
What? He has a harem?
No, there's three different love couples.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's three of them.
Yeah, there's the there's the first one, which is the yandere. And then there's...
Don't you mean tsundere?
Tsundere, sorry, tsundere.
Yeah, tsundere.
And then there's this super shy, loving to this guy that looks like he's a monster, and that's his the guy that falls in love the first time, that's that guy's best friend.
And then we have the emotionless girl.
Yeah, and then we have the PE teacher that and it's her childhood friend that she bullied his entire childhood, and then they start falling in love. Yeah, it's really, really bad. There's a bunch of really pedophilia kind of things throughout the entire thing. So
because I wasn't the main character's love interest the same, almost the same age as his mother?
Yes.
No, they
No,
were
no.
childhood friends, so that would be impossible.
Yeah. It was. She's I think 5 years older than him, or something.
Oh, okay.
So like she graduated college and she's a fresh new teacher, and then
So
he's
the
a
mom is
senior.
probably like
Yeah, and he's
the mom is probably just like, I don't know, like it's just like a neighborhood friend of the teacher or something like that.
yeah.
These are all
Yes.
small town people, so
Yeah, and the thing is, both of them were childhood friends as well. Saki and wow, what's the chick's name? Kana. There we go, Kana.
All right, let's now let's reel this in a little bit. All right, what did you guys think about the music? Do you remember the music at all?
I actually really
Um,
like the opening.
It's
Ao-chan
actually kind
or
of catchy.
Ao-chan
No,
or
we're
the
talking
We're
t-shirt.
just talking.
No.
Just talking about why the hell are you here?
Yeah, we're doing Ao-chan for the second half.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's also
The only
nothing I
track
would-
the only track I remember from the entire soundtrack was the one that would play in like the beginning of episodes where it was just this synth going dan 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 dan.
Wait, which one's the
And
one
it-
that Ao-chan's? Wait, is it Ao-chan or that one that has the Taylor Swift sound?
no,
wait,
we're-
no. I'm trying to figure
we've
out
been-
which one has the intro that has the Taylor Swift sounding song that goes.
Ao-chan.
Okay. I get it.
That didn't sound like Taylor Swift.
No,
What
it
the
sounds
hell?
like the intro.
Taylor Swift. It sounds like a K-pop song.
No, the intro. No. The intro drums remind me of the intro for "Shake It Off." That don't.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah,
Uh,
the basic drum. Catchy drum.
All right,
This
so basically we have nothing to say about the music because there's nothing to talk about.
I liked the opening
Unfortunately.
theme. It was a very enjoyable opening theme.
Oh yeah, that
didn't
reminds
seem-
me.
Like it fit the anime very well, but okay.
That reminds me is at the end of the opening theme, she says "darling," and she sounds like she's
Oh.
doing an impression of Lum
Yeah.
from Urusei Yatsura,
Yeah.
and she never talks like that during the show.
Yeah.
Dude,
And the voice actors
I
have to enjoy it too. Come on.
I personally thought she was trying to imitate Zero 2 from Darling in the France.
No,
Because they
Zero-
had-
No. Yeah.
02 was, well, first of all, a lot louder and more boisterous about it, and second of all, that's also just a reference to Urusei Yatsura.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so just fun fact about what's going on as of this day. Whoever was updating the Wikipedia page didn't make it past episode 7.
Wait,
like,
could you
fuck.
repeat
like
that?
this aired on May 20th, and it just says to be announced, to be announced, to be announced across the entire thing. So
Whoa.
there you go. All the books are written down, but yeah. If you want to know how bad this anime is, there you go.
What? My
All right,
teacher?
This
so
anime is a
Yeah, my
anime is a
teacher.
fucking meme more than anything else.
what did you guys think about the show's visuals?
Fascinating.
Yeah,
They are titillating. They are tantalizing. They are
yeah.
something else. You know
You
what
know,
I mean?
from-
Did they
from an-
titulate you?
Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
You know, for how low budget this is supposed to be, it's pretty well animated. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, the guys who animated this show are truly men of culture.
I don't know.
I didn't say monoculture, I said that they actually did a decent job.
I don't know. I didn't like the animation. I'm going to give it a D.
Fucking
Yeah,
hate you.
yeah, and we all know that kind of D.
Oh my god.
Stop. You're gonna make me
Come on,
spurg.
dude.
Stop.
he's sitting here in the corner going, absolutely haram.
He's about to lose it. Okay.
All right,
So-
let's play again. Let's make RJ
No,
lose it.
no. No, we want to keep it PG-13. I'm just saying, kind of keep it cool.
All right. So
I'm the dad with the minivan, so.
So what did you guys? Yeah, we have food at home. We can't go to McDonald's. Or did I say food? We have milk at home.
That's terrible. Okay, don't make me
But-
reference the pudding meme. Your pudding is bitter, you liar.
All right. But anyway, so what did you guys think of the characters or lack thereof?
I thought that the mom was a fucking weirdo. It's like, hey, my son is underage, and I'm gonna get my friend who's like in her mid-20s to bang my son who's underage. I thought that was fucking weird.
Hey,
I have a
at
feeling
least
that
they're promoting starting a family. That is something that you don't see in anime very often anymore, or in media very often anymore.
Okay, let's not go there.
I'll be honest with you, Saki.
This isn't Darling in the Franxx. Okay, let's not go there.
No. I want to say something real quick regarding what was this dude's name? The dude's mom, Saki. Well, I can honestly say that she is even more perverted than the fucking teacher. I don't know how.
She was like, hey, you want to know how you can repay me? Bang my son. And she's like, what? The teacher's
Please,
reaction.
he's gonna end up in NEET. Please beg him.
He's gonna end up
Yeah.
staying home for the rest of his life. Please bang him.
All right.
I
So
don't want him home anymore.
so what was the scene in this anime that made you think I don't want to watch this anymore? For each of you.
He goes to school. The teacher goes like, "Don't call me senpai," and I'm like, "Okay, I've had it. No more. No, thank you."
All right. Here was mine. It was the scene where he found the teacher in the bathroom. That was the first scene of the anime.
Yeah, that was weird as hell. She had a serious look on her face, like it was a fucking investigative anime. Like, let's fucking like, is this Psychopaths or fucking Ghost in the Shell? The mystery of why is teacher in bathroom?
See,
like
I can understand like the stupid annex for that, so I'm like, I'll give it a pass.
So you understand the humor of that, but
like-
for me it was like,
Yeah, like-
is this Twilight Zone? Like why is this female teacher in the male bathroom? Like, hold up, Josh. Like, imagine like a serious fucking script like Kusanagi. There's a female teacher in the male bathroom, like fucking Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, like I went into it knowing it was gonna be horrible, so I just kind of went, okay, whatever. This is stupid. The moment that like I went nope and I actually had to stop for a few days was whenever the kid was sucking on her.
Yeah.
Assets.
That's whenever I turned off the anime and I walked away and I said, this is going to be harder to watch than I thought.
That has to be mine as well. When I saw that, I was like, "Are these people, dude? Who approved this? Like, damn."
She has no milk, so
Holy-
she's not even breastfeeding.
All right. So
mean-
let's. I think.
I'm just gonna
it's been,
say,
like-
what do you classify like Ghost in the Shell and like those sci-fi animes? It's not a shonen, is it? It's not shonen.
the Ghost in the Shell is cyberpunk.
Yeah, so it's just like a cyberpunk adventure. So I like adventure anime, not necessarily shonen per se. Like a lot of people, they say that Berserk used to be just a fantasy anime adventure manga until it formed a magic system, and then that's when it became like a traditional shonen. But so I like mostly adventure stuff, and I know you guys you don't like shonen very much, and you're okay with adventure. But I reminded myself at least 3 times that I'm gonna watch this because we're doing the anime podcast, and you guys watched Devil May Cry because of me. So I powered through. And I fucking
Dude.
hated it.
I was pretty much annoying the
Okay,
shit
wait,
out of
wait.
you, reminding you about it.
Can we talk about some positives before we go into
Yes.
the next part of this? Okay,
What-
so the positives, the episodes are only 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
12 minutes, if I recall. If you count the intro, 12 minutes.
Well, if you
There-
don't count the intro and you skip the ending music, it's only 10 minutes of suffering.
If there are some positives, but that is if you're not within a mile of a Bible or a church. Otherwise, there are no positives. It positively sucked in more
it's-
ways than one.
It's pretty much the worst EG I've watched, and that's saying a lot.
I can honestly say the humor is fun on. Like, this is one of the most awkward animes I've ever seen. But I'll be honest with you guys, I have seen worse.
Yeah.
A lot worse.
So it's been about 15 minutes. I'm running out of jokes. So let's burn this, all right? Let's rate this.
Okay. So teacher, why are you here? I'm just gonna give it I'm sorry. I'm just gonna give it like a 2 or 3, 2.5. I'm gonna be generous. 2.5 out of 10. I cannot. No. Just no. That was a horrific anime. It was bad.
Striker.
This is one of the most awesomely bad animes I've ever seen. Like, this is awesomely bad. And the humor, for it has meme value out the ass. So this is a 6.5.
6.5. Okay. You're writing these down, right?
Okay, so
2.5, 2.5, 6.5.
Got it.
This is a meme anime at best. So
All right, Josh.
So I forgot to bring one other thing up, which is every single porn thing is just like blocked out like giantly. And it,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
disrupts the anime to a point.
oh yeah, the
like,
censorship.
okay.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, the
what is
censorship.
going on?
Yeah. So I had to do some research, and I looked up to see if there was an uncensored version. There is not. So I went and looked up the manga to look up if the manga was uncensored. It is not. It blocks out like that in both forms.
At least it's consistent.
So it's consistent, but you can't even find the unrated version of this. So there's not even like you can't find the uninterrupted version, which is what I wanted, which is like this giant sign is just getting in my way the entire time.
What's
I'm
uninterrupted?
just like
Can I add something
it's
real quick?
very
Nothing.
It's very annoying to like even if you weren't like looking at it from like a like I just want to be perverted and watch it like that. It's just these giant signs just block out like the entire screen. It's like, why am I even watching this part then? Like, why are you animating this?
Josh, you reminded me of
So-
something, and there is a less censored version, but this is the most bullshit part of this anime. They only censor the nipples on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, the
So
nipples.
I couldn't find it, and it was very much more of like an interruption to like, okay, well this just blocks out the entire
No, they
scene.
blocked
like,
Lewis.
it's
They
not gonna
blocked
be
out
fun.
other private parts. But the point is that at least it's consistent. At least it's not just like, oh yeah, the
it's
Western
consistent,
released.
but it's very just
Yeah.
like
Well, it's like
a
you
very
can't
big
even-
interruption.
You can't even use it for what it's meant to be used for.
So JoJo, hold on one second.
not only that,
JoJo
but-
has
Hold on,
censorship.
hold on.
I gotta say
Before-
this. I got
Because
No. Before we go into any tangents, Josh,
Yeah.
what's your score?
so because I was saying that I wanted to like clue that into I would give it higher if it like didn't feel like an entire interruption the entire time I'm watching, and I'm gonna give it a like 3.
Oh man.
Damn.
At least he's more generous than I am. I give it a 2.5.
All right. I'm going to say this. I think, as someone who is reviewing anime, my scale should be as objective as possible. All right. And I see a 1 not as something I don't like, but as something that is a failure on all fronts. Everything from like it can't even like get the camera pointed in the right direction. That would be a 1. In that light, I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah.
All right, let's average these out.
While he's averaging it out, what I was gonna say is, so JoJo, they censor gore and
Got it.
nudity using shadows and lighting, so you can still see like the shapes of a body, but you won't see like the privates. And this anime, like you said, I was like, why is there a tablet on her boobs? Like I could tell, like on some scenes you can tell what's going on. Other scenes I'm like, why is there a tablet in my face? Oh, he's staring at her butt. Okay, can you not put a tablet in my face? That was weird. Just like censor it. You don't need to put a tablet in my face. Like it wasn't just a censorship bar. It was like a fucking like tablet in your face.
If it was a funny joke every time, like making fun of you for watching it, I would appreciate it. But it was the same joke every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they didn't put any effort in, and that was more of what I was saying. Is like this just it was just interrupting. It basically it's like if like you had a small child or a dog walking in front of your TV the entire time you're watching an anime, like that's what this felt like, and it's just not enjoyable.
So what's the average?
The average is a 3.75.
All right, the My Anime List average is 6.72.
And the Crunchyroll is a 4.5 stars, with every episode except the first being 5 stars.
Wow.
And okay, so because the first episode is where like people like watch things and then they decide and then they stopped watching them. So the second episode is usually where I look at like how many people are actually liking this bullshit, if it's like getting crazy stars, right? And there is 1,159 votes right now for episode 2, giving
Oh
it
my
5
God.
stars. So if you're wondering why we watched it, it was because I was looking at the star system and there was nothing else good this month. So there you go.
They're pussies.
There is that many perverts that are apparently trying to enjoy themselves to
Okay then.
what
All right.
we can't even describe. Anyway,
So it's a good segue for the interruptions. Is like that was the skip. I want to compare the next one, Ao-chan, to something you guys will think you're gonna think I'm crazy for saying
Well,
this.
hold on. Let me introduce Ao-chan first.
Yeah, do that, and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
come to what I'd like to compare it to.
All right. So the second ecchi show we watched this month was Ao-chan Can't Study, and this is a show about a girl named Ao, whose father is a famous erotic novel author, and he or she is a very normal average kind of tsundere girl who just wants to sit around and study and not be bothered, and that's because her head is completely full of fantasies about love and romance that don't match reality, and because of that, she thinks that boys are legitimately dangerous. But all this changes when she meets Takumi, and they, over the course of the show, slowly fall in love with some antics, with some love triangles going on, and it like the other show, like that which I already don't want to even remember what the hell was it called. That Why Are You Here, Teacher is about 12 10 12 minutes per episode, and is unlike Why Are You Here, Teacher, this one actually has a story and characters and writing. And boy, after watching Why Are You Here, Teacher, this seemed like Clannad.
I agree. Like it actually seemed to have something redeemable, but it's not saying much.
All right, so let's actually. I think there's enough here where we can actually do a proper review instead of making jokes about it for 15 minutes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There was a boner song. I enjoyed it.
The boner song.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's start. What did you guys think of the music, if you even remembered it?
The intro is actually very catchy.
I did like the intro. I liked the intro a lot more than I liked the outro. The Why Are You Here, Teacher?
Yeah, it
intro.
reminded me of Taylor Swift's "Shake It Off" for some reason. Just the drums at the beginning.
Yeah, I've never listened to Taylor Swift in my whole life, so I wouldn't know.
Shake It Off is the only one that I have ever listened on.
It's her singles that are famous. Her singles, like there's the one she made for Ghost in the Shell, or Sony had her make for Ghost in the Shell, and then there's the Bad Blood, which everybody heard because of some feud she had, and then there's the Shake It Off one where it's just the drums.
That's really what Ghost in the Shell needed, a Taylor Swift song.
Complete with Tron graphics and a Pegasus.
Oh my god. Oh, what a
anyways,
crap.
anyways. So I wanted to say something before we start. This show, Ao-chan Can't Study, it has a formula, which is, and you guys, of course, you're gonna bring this up more as we discuss this. Al gets confused by something. Then her confusion leads to her freaking out, and the situation gets awkward. She panics. Blah blah blah. Kind of reminded me of the guy, something Buckley. He made the Lost webcomic, and Penny Arcade. Like every webcomic had like a skit. It had this formulaic skit where it's like main character or one of the main characters would say something stupid or annoying. The other character would smack them. It was kind of like Laurel and Hardy, like the original comedic troupe. If you watch old American comedy, Laurel would do something dumb, and then Hardy would smack him in the head. So this is kind of felt like that. Like it got predictable, but it wasn't really funny. Like at the end, I watched Ao-chan until the very end, because it had a semi-interesting human dynamic, kind of similar to Karakano. I dared compare it to my favorite, like the only, romance manga I ever liked was Karakano. I don't like any other one. That's the one I liked as a teenager, and then after that I just wasn't interested in any. But it kind of reminded me of it slightly, so I kept watching. And then I was like, no, this is a really predictable comedy. This is like, because the last episode is just another punchline. It's just
yeah. It's not surprising that it reminded you of Karekano, because like I've said many times, all of these shows are heavily influenced by Karekano.
Yeah, and Also, it's good to kind of understand that it's a 10-minute episode. You're gonna see a lot more plot just like shoved in, and they kind of have to make it very simple because it's only 10-minute episodes.
Yeah.
It's gonna follow that like in between the show format. So this would be like a show they shove in between two other shows, or like alongside another one at like 10:30 at night. It's kind of like our version of Squidbillies
Or
Yeah.
in America.
is it Crayon Shin-chan? Because it's just Shin-chan
Yeah,
in
or
the U.
Kaizen Shinchi.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or like
I
Robot Chicken, basically.
Yeah.
Like this is their version of that at night. So just kind of consider that it's supposed to be kind of funny, last 10 minutes with commercials, and then people enjoy, other things.
Yeah. I found Ao Chan to be pretty likable. Again, influenced by Kare Kano. She has a bit of a Miyazawa kind of personality. She's very she's a bit full of herself, but she she's a lot more mentally tumultuous, turmoiled, or whatever. I structured that sentence wrong, but whatever. Then she realizes, um, and she's and I and she her head is full of the erotic novels
That her
that
dad
her
wrote.
father,
Yeah.
and because of that, she has a completely a complete disconnect uh, in her mind of how situations should play out than what actually will happen. She she always thinks that uh, Takumi uh, is going to is going to just hold her down and do his business, but the reality of the situation almost every time is a lot more innocent. But the the way both the characters talk to one another, the way Ao and Takumi talk to one another is they talk past each other. Takumi will say something, and Ao Chan will interpret it as something dirty, and then she'll say something back, uh, and Takumi will interpret it as something completely innocent. And I thought the way the dialogue was handled between those two characters is actually quite clever. It was pretty well written for what it is.
Did you notice that she also projected a lot? Like, because she thought that's how, like, if somebody, she thought that someone was up to something, like Takumi was up to, like, something, she'd, she'd project onto him, and the worst, I think that the worst dip in her personality came out when he told her he's a virgin, and she immediately said, "This is my chance. Oh, cool! I can control him now." And when it comes time to have sex, I can tell him no, which was kind of within her personality at first, and then she just said, like, indicated like she was gonna be his sex teacher, and I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. Like she's starting to like project hardcore onto him. That's just weird.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because after that first encounter in the nurse's office, uh, she you see this dramatic fantasy of what happened, and she like wakes up and then she's like thinking about it like the whole night, and that's why she can't study. And then and then when she and then when she talks to him the next day, she wants to know how big he is.
He was totally
And,
like he didn't even understand what she meant by that. Like,
Yeah, he didn't, and she thinks that he's the one that's the pervert, but actually she's 10 times more perverted than he is.
She doesn't realize how much like her father she is part of the issue.
Yeah.
oh, that's another
and I
thing.
mean-
Her childhood friend hates her. That girl just hates her for that. It's like, you insufferable idiot. Like,
Well, and
All
then
right.
there's also the issue of like you saw the assistant, and the assistant was walking around at one point and just looking at couples and going, I can tell how many times they've had sex, even though how long they've been dating. He's like, 2 months, 20 times, 2 weeks, 130 times. I'm like, Jesus, dude. But like,
All
there
right.
was a lot of those moments that just show that that's her reality all the time. So she probably always has sex on the mind, but she's forcing it out a lot.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's really sexually repressed, and that's not healthy.
well,
She's sexually repressed.
not-
you can. The thing is, like, regardless of that, it's the fact that she projects onto other people, which kind of leads to her problems. If she just didn't do that, she'd be fine.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be very interesting now, would it?
No, it wouldn't be a
That
TV
wouldn't
show.
be a fun. Yeah, that wouldn't be a fun anime to watch.
I haven't said a lot about this anime, haven't I?
You
Yeah.
have not.
What are your thoughts, Striker?
Oh, where do I begin with this shit show? The first episode really threw me off a curve, especially when the kindergarten scene, when Ao introduces herself, and then she goes and says, "This is my I was there after. This is my owl face." I had to pause it, and I was fucking dying. Like, seriously, what the hell is this? Why?
All right.
Who approved of
So-
this? Like,
So I do have to inquire because I actually don't know what owl means.
Algal. Orgasm
there you
face.
go.
Orgasm
what?
face. Her dad named
Your
her orgasm.
orgasm face.
Yeah, orgasm face. It's kind of
Oh.
fucked up. That's a horrible thing to name your child.
Ugh.
Dude, when I saw that, I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, her dad is a mad lad. What the
Okay,
hell?
so I'm gonna send you something, and you're going to completely understand. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Let's
Oh,
take
this
a
is going
look.
good.
so these are shirts that people wear at anime conventions now.
Should I post this on the screen
that's-
or no?
No.
Okay.
I've
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's-
jacket.
It's a
I've
shirt made of.
seen-
It's a shirt made of Algal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people wearing those shirts just walking around town.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
friend of mine actually bought
That's
that
what
shit.
she's named after.
You won't believe it, but a friend of mine actually
Yeah.
bought
So
this
Will,
actual
now do you see why
shirt.
she had all these problems with people? Like they're like
Yeah.
when the parents were like, when her classmates' parents were like, "Don't talk to that dirty Ao-chan." That's why, because her dad is a well-known erotica writer, and she is named, Ao-chan,
Well,
as in
Well,
orgasm.
and I mean, and the other part was it was like AO is like A is an apple, O is an orgy, which is in the description
Exactly.
of the show. So
Imagine
I
being
mean-
5 years old and imagine being 5 years old and saying that in front of your classmates.
No, she didn't understand. The sad thing is she didn't even understand why people were upset. She's like, "Why is everybody unhappy with me?" It's like, yeah, that was sad.
because your dad is a massive pervert that taught you perverted things.
Yeah.
I have to say it. So, if you guys have ever seen Rama I would say that the guy kind of reminds me of another pervert in that show. Haposide. That's the
Oh yeah, the old guy.
The old guy
Oh,
with
yeah.
stole panties.
Oh wait, we've
He-
talked around him, but we haven't really brought him up. Like, let's talk about the dad for a second.
Yeah, he
too.
was funny. He actually had a old man voice, and then every time he got serious, he had a serious voice. He was like, "Ow!" Like, I'm doing this in English. "Ow! I want my pudding. I need you to bring my pudding." And then like she's like, "Dad, I don't feel like dealing with you today." And it's like, "Why not?" It's like it's just that I don't want to talk to any males. It's not just you. And he's like, "Oh, any males? She must be in heat." And he goes from like old man voice to serious voice. It's like,
Yeah, and he is honestly like that is how you write a funny like ichi like fucked up perverted character. Is you make it ridiculous and then you also make it like kind of lovable, so you can't be mad at it all the time. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of issues in
I think it helps that he is actually helpful to Al a lot of times.
yeah.
But she has a giant. Well, let's be. She absolutely hates guts.
I
She-
also want to ask who bred with him.
Yeah,
that
'cause
is a
he's
good-
short.
That,
Well,
yeah.
short and a pervert. Like,
well, did he just walk right on in?
that's terrible. That's
Oh, your lord.
no, he's not even
Really?
short. It's just that the artist just exaggerated his shortness. He looks like a baby. I was legitimately
oh
confused.
no. Whenever like she was growing up at like the second stage, she was already taller than him. It was like baby, like toddler, and then taller than him, and then like elementary school, middle school, high school. Like it's ridiculous how small he is.
Yeah.
I can say that Al's dad is definitely the best character in the anime because he's an act. I mean, have you seen the stuff that the man paddles, especially the the tonic and the fucking pills?
I love the tonic. That was amazing.
The pudding scene at the beginning kind of turned me off. I was like, but it kind of made me laugh at the same time. Like, where's my breast pudding? And he's like, yeah, it was weird.
I think that was kind of
the
a.
pit pudding.
I think that was kind of a terrible introduction to him. Like he's a lot more entertaining and likable than that.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah.
then we heard
so
about the innuendos out the ass regarding this anime. We had that very memorable song. You guys know the one.
all right. Let's see. Are we missing any other characters in this?
We're missing
talked
the
about-
we're missing the competition.
Oh,
Yeah, the thought.
Let's see. We are missing Miyabi.
Miyabi Taka. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep. I don't know how I feel about her. She just kind of like entered and
I feel very annoyed.
tried to get entered.
She
and that
was
it.
like a low functioning sociopath. She was just like, I'm jealous of this person because they have things I want and I'm gonna do what I can to fuck with them, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, this like there's people in real life that like this is like a semi realistic anime. It's not slice of life, of course not, but it's like the girl was just garbage. Like she, as a character, like I felt like she was like a villain almost. Like she was, but she wasn't even like a funny villain.
Well, that was kind of like the point of her, I guess. She's supposed to be the villain.
She's supposed to be well, let's be well. She's actually her competition because she wants dick.
No, she wants to take Takumi because Takumi likes Ao. That's literally it. She doesn't even care. She wouldn't want him if Ao didn't. If she didn't think Ao wanted him.
I could say one of the most memorable parts would be which is basically like the Japanese version of Hooters.
That was in there.
Well, Miami was working.
That was the outdoor festival.
Yeah, that was the Meat Fest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, that's real.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Well-
actually is a meat festival, but yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
they have them in my area like a lot.
Yes. Likewise in the woods, barbecue competition.
Is that where the image of that chick in the Ryoko costume with a cowboy hat, like grilling some meat comes from?
No. No, that's Food Wars.
Oh,
Oh no, she is amazing. that anime is completely different each anime, and that actually is really well done.
oh yeah. We should talk about Kill la Kill at some point, but
Kill la Kill.
uh,
Yeah.
we're
Alright.
we're not talking about Kill la Kill, but I do think if everyone's okay with it, we could wrap this up and give it a rating.
Well, before we do, what do you guys think of the formula though? Because that's one thing I like to talk about. Because I noticed there's a very clear formula for that, and you said it's because it's a shorter show. Josh said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's formulas can either be a hindrance or they can be really well done. You know, Scooby Doo had a formula, but that show was pretty entertaining.
Hey gang, let's do
but-
the thing, and then find out who did the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, but you could also you could also make a show that's boring and repetitive and kind of one episode bleeds into another and you don't really care and you don't really and you're not interested.
Yeah.
I'd say go ahead.
I would say for like a like small short anime like this, it's only 12 episodes. It's what a total of 2 hours if you subtract the intro and outro. It's it's exactly what it's supposed to do. You have like a few cute little episodic things that kind of like line up together, but each episode has its own little small arcs in it. So you have that. It works. It makes sense for that kind of small format.
Yeah, I'd
So-
say the formula works well enough for what they're trying to do. They're trying to put situations where the two main characters are directly misunderstanding each other together, and that's the main point of the show. And it just gets to the point without too much trouble. And the formula is predictable, but it is very useful and it works out.
The only other thing I'd say about that is it's like why the hell are you here teacher had a formula too, and that was a bad formula. Which it's like, all right, we're just going to throw them into a bad situation and then watch where it goes from there each time. And this, it was like, yes, it's set up into like a very formulaic thing, but at least it blended well and worked, and then each episode felt like
Yeah.
it made sense and like
Yeah, the formulas for or the situations in Why Are You Here Teacher were so obviously contrived, like that you couldn't even you couldn't even watch. You were aware of the borders on the screen. It just completely took you out of it. You just immediately felt like you dug through your parents' old VHS collection and found their dirty tapes.
Yeah, it was
it's
predictable.
It's that level of terrible writing. Whereas with Ao-chan, it seamlessly blended the characters and the story into the formula. where every yes, they were following a formula, but the situations that they were in that did follow that formula made sense. They didn't feel contrived. They didn't feel unnatural. They were totally believable.
Yep.
To put the little pun on this, nothing was forced.
Ha ha ha.
Oh. All right. So you guys want to wrap it up now, or is there anything else?
Nope, that was it. Let's rate it.
Yeah, I think
All
that
right.
pretty much is it.
Striker, you go first.
Alright. What can I say about this anime that hasn't been said before? I said it with why the hell teacher? I'm gonna say it with this one. Only this one is even more looter. This is not even an anime. This is freaking shitpost. Like these guys
What?
were practically shitposting with this one. What's my rating for this one? Let's see. It's got a good intro. It's got a wow. I have to say this is a 7.5.
7.5. All right.
You know, but my
7.5.
original score was going to be 69, but 69
All
out
right.
of 100 originally, but this is a 75 out of 100.
7.5.
Um,
All right.
Red Baron.
Originally, I was gonna give it a 4 out of 10, but 4.5, because it had decent music, but it was just really predictable. But I have to be fair, because it's like you mentioned, it's like a broadcast late night, so yeah, 4.5.
All right. Getsuru.
I genuinely did enjoy this. I am gonna finish it. I got sick and I'm
Likewise.
still a little sick, so it was kind of like I was lying in bed and couldn't focus on reading dub. So from where I am right now, it's still enjoyable. I'd give it a 7.
I think this show is better than it deserves to be, and it's obvious that the people that made it at least put in the effort to make something that they thought people would enjoy, or at least that they can have some satisfaction with and not be embarrassed about. I'd say a 5 would be mediocre. It would represent perfect mediocrity. In other words, something that's not terrible, doesn't have anything in particular wrong with it, but isn't particularly good either. I give this a 6. I think it's a little bit better than that. The dialogue is clever. The characters are believable and pretty likable. But it's also nothing to write home about.
Fair enough.
All right, that averages us at a 6.25.
Let's look at Mal. All right, and the Mal score was a 7 flat.
All right. Let's see here.
Let's we should, if we were to have gone a bit lower, it would have been a 6.9 out of
I think we've expended all of those jokes
yeah.
by now.
and-
We expended them in like the first 15 minutes of the podcast.
I'm
Yep.
gonna be honest with
Anyway.
you guys. Takumi's kind of if you know what I mean. He's a tease.
Ta-
In every,
Tak-
in every,
Takumi-
Okay.
Takumi's problem
And-
is he's too innocent.
Well, yeah, he
And
got
then,
kicked in the groin. He got kicked in the groin by the main villain.
Yeah.
So shall I end the podcast in a bit?
The Crunchyroll one averages this at about a 4.5. So,
What we get?
4 out of 5.
Okay.
4.5 out of
Yeah,
5.
yeah, it's
So,
pretty accurate.
With it.
Yeah. So I
Look
mean
at
that's
that
active
service.
watchers too. So.
Yeah, I'd say if you're looking for a steamy romance and for some reason you don't have anything better to watch, then watch it.
I mean, it's if you like Ichi, this is definitely up your alley, and it's you know what, for like the 2 hours that it's airing, it's really not bad. Like there's definitely worse ways to spend your 2 hours.
I apologize. I just the reference 17701 in both there. Holy fuck!
You are
this is
cutting
kind
out
of-
like
Yeah,
crazy.
cutting out bad. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you have to watch an Ichi, definitely watch Ao-chan Can't Study.
Perfect.
Uh,
Well, that
There you
is
go.
a.
You know what?
That is a good. That was a good analysis.
All right. So that was our June 2019 podcast. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Next month, join us next month. As always, this is Neo Tokyo Tempo signing out.
That's where you're signing out.
Red Baron signing out. Lewis.
Struck her out.
Oh my God, that was loud.
He
Hey,
fixed it.
all right, we're gonna
He
have to.
fixed this mic right at the end.
At some point, we're gonna have to announce the July, but July is gonna be a fun month because I got reviews planned, and we're gonna have to tie it into the anime podcast.
And
I'm gonna
And
end the stream
next-
now. All right,